Rights lawyer, or former civil rights lawyer, and former high school teacher Leo Terrell joins us now. Yeah, that was rather that was fear-mongering. That's my opinion. That was fear-mongering. What say you?
I say it was fear-mongering. And by the way, Gavin Newsom supports public education, except for his kids. $60,000, Stu. A lot of Californians can't even make that in a year. $60,000 per year for tuition. But to answer your question, it is fear-mongering. He's trying to demonize those Trump supporters. And by the way, he needs to look at the polls, because the Trump supporters support a border. They support immigration laws. They support trying to eliminate crime, and they want to make sure there's no inflation. But the California strategy is to deflect, and that's what Gavin Newsom is doing, Stu.
In 2020, as I recall, Biden won California against Trump by something like 20 points. I'm not sure of the exact number, but it was 20 points or more than that. This time around, this November, what do you think the score will be?
I think California, if I'm going to be upfront and honest, it's going to remain blue, but the numbers are shrinking. What you see right now is Trump is penetrating blue areas. You see, we talked about this before. His message of low inflation, a better economy, eliminate this crime, secure the border, it resonates with all people of color. And let's not forget, you and I have a bet. On your show last time, I said 18% of black votes will go to Trump, which would be historic. It's going to be larger, but I'll stick with 18 because I want that dinner from you.
You say it's 18% or larger, and I say it's 18% or less. And you want dinner from me if I lose. Okay. You're on.
That's right. Save this tape.
You're on.
Okay.
We're good. We save it all, baby. Believe me, let me tell you that. Right. Now, Senator Tim Scott, he was asked about being the first black Republican vice president on the ticket. Roll that tape, please.
When you hear people say, because you are a black Republican, that it's ridiculous, it's insulting, it's embarrassing, how do you handle the never-ending attacks?
Well, listen, I think prayer is a big part of it. And frankly, I wish I could have a debate about who's made the most progress for the African-American community in the last 50 years. It was the Republican Party that cut a single mom's taxes by more than 70%. The Democrats, they're aiding and abetting poverty, period.
Leo, what do you think of Senator Scott's chances of being Trump's Veep?
Let me be very clear. First of all, President Trump does not see color. And let me just go one step further. President Trump has done more in his 4 years than the Biden-Obama 12 years for black Americans. He doesn't see color. President Trump has an arsenal of great Republicans to be vice president. Tim Scott has a great chance. I want to be honest with you. 2 days ago, I gave President Trump my choice for his VP. Can't tell you who it is because it's a secret. But I did do that, and he communicated back. But Tim Scott would be a choice along with numerous other Republicans that Trump can select from.
What do you think is a good strategy for Trump? Announce his Veep choice now, right before the debate, or a little later on, before the convention?
Oh, a no-brainer at the convention. Tonight, 100 million people are going to watch this debate. It's the center of attention. Do not announce right now, President Trump. And what's going to happen is this. As Trump focuses on the border, the economy, and the crime, he is going to win this debate, and I think he's going to win the election in November.
Washington, D.C., the city council there has just approved a budget that includes funds for reparations for slavery. California is also committed to paying millions in reparations. Now, the question to me is, should any reparations be paid of any kind?
That's a very good question. Let me think about that. No, never. Never, never, never. Let me tell you right now, Washington, D.C. got $1 million of seed money. I think California got $14 million. You know why? It's a talking point for Democrats. It's to divide us. No one deserves reparations, period. And I would activate my license again to fight against reparations. It's unconstitutional. It's racist. It's illegal. In California, we were never a slave state. It is nothing more than a Democrat talking point to keep black Americans in the Democratic Party, which is failing, and is to divide this country. It will never happen, Stu. Save this tape.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons. Leo Terrell, we've got a bet on this, and we will see you again real soon. Mr. Terrell, thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you later.